Now, in this video, we are going to see one of the most important and very useful library, which is of Pandas. Guys, what is Pandas? Do you even know how Pandas works and all? Let's get into the computer screen and let's get started. Pandas. Panda is used for data handling. Okay, Panda is used for data handling. Now, sir, what is Pandas? Pandas is also a Python library. Panda is also a Python library. Now, sir, what is Pandas? If you ask me, I have here, you have clear definition. Pandas is a Python library used for data manipulation and data analysis. What it does, Pandas does data manipulation and data analysis. Okay, sir, where it does help us? Okay, it helps to read data from files like CSV, Excel, JSON. What is CSV? Comma separated. What is Excel? You know what is Excel file. And what is JSON? What is JSON? JavaScript object notation. Okay, now why Pandas is used? To clean and process the data. Sir, what is cleaning? What is cleaning? Guys, if the data has missing values, if the data has null values, if the data has outliers, we need to clean them up. What does it mean? We need to make a certain operations, certain processing to make this data more efficient for the machine learning models, for the analysis or else for building machine learning model. Okay, sir. Analyze the structured data. Okay, now the structured word is there. It means what? Structured data means rows and columns data. Structured data means, okay, we can analyze the data. Okay, prepare data for machine learning. That's what I told you here. Prepare data for machine learning. Pandas work on tabular data. That means rows and columns. I told you already, just like Excel or SQL tables. If you don't know SQL, no issues. I'll teach you from the basic this part everything. Okay. Now let's go and see why do we actually need Pandas. Real world data is messy. What does messy means? It's not in a proper format. Messy means improper data, guys. Improper data. Incomplete means we have something called null values and many more. And unstructured. So real world data is like this. So what the Pandas help us to do? Handle missing values, filter and transform the data, perform fast data analysis, okay, work efficiently with large data set. Every data scientist uses Pandas daily. Guys, now you're going to become data scientist. Just one step ahead. I told you in the last Python class also, just one step ahead. You are going to become complete data scientist. Just wait, watch, learn, grow. Learn, grow by practicing. Guys, the more you practice, the more you grow. I told you in NumPy to do some practice questions. I hope you did it. Now let's go and let's get into the Pandas, actual Pandas, how to install it and import it. Simply how to install it, pip install Pandas. If you are using VS Code, you need to install it in this way. If you are using Jupyter Notebook, no need to install it. You can directly import it. What is import is a keyword. Pandas is a library as alias PD. This is the second name as we saw in the NumPy library chapter. Okay, PD is the alias industry standard. Means what? Sir, can we use AD? Yes. Can you use PFG? Yes. Sir, why only PD? Because it's a standard method. Sorry, standard name. Sir, why to use standard name? In NumPy tutorial also I told you. Now also I am telling you. Standard means if you write code, then not in the companies, what happens, I'll tell you. Wait and watch. Okay, in the companies you will build a model. Okay, you will build a model using these all libraries and used your wish as your wish names you have used. Now what will happen? You leave the company. Now you leave the company. After leaving that company, in your place someone will come. Exactly, in your place someone will come. If he opens the code and if he sees that code, he can't understand it and he need to rebuild again. Okay, he need to rebuild again from the scratch because you did not follow the standard industry way. For that purpose, the new developer should need to again again you need to rewrite the entire model, entire code, everything. So for that purpose, need to follow the standard industry manner, standard industry method, standard industry rules. Okay. Now see, core data structure in Pandas. So Pandas has mainly two data structure. One is of series, the other one is of data frame. The other one is of data frame. Sir, what is series? If you ask me, this is the one-dimensional data. What is this? This is the one-dimensional data. Sir, how to create a series? Simple. Just add PD. Sir, how the PD came? We imported it, right? Import Pandas as PD. PD refers to what? Pandas. PD refers to Pandas. PD refers to Pandas. Now, what is dot series? Now, series is a function in Pandas. Series is a function in Pandas. So these have some parameters. We are passing that parameters, means we are calling this function. We are calling this function. This how the function works, means this how the libraries works internally. What is a library? What is a library? It has inbuilt classes, modules, okay, attributes and all it will have. Now you are calling that method, you are calling that functions in your program and you are using it. Now this library has written by someone else. You are importing it in your code, you are importing in your file and you are using it. This what the library means actually internally. Many students don't know that what is library, but they know pd.series. But how this series is working, now what is this series function does, they don't know. They just know, okay, pd.series, pd.series. Then how this work internally, how the function is calling from the Pandas library. In the Pandas, a series function exists. So we are calling that series function in our program. So this what you need to know. Understood, right? Okay, let me quickly erase this part. Okay, let's go to our Jupyter Notebook again here and quickly create a new Python. Okay, new Python file. Give here the name, rename it as Pandas. Quickly, wait a second, it's loading. Yeah, now just write here Pandas, give enter. Now what you need to do, you need to just import it. Import Pandas as PD. Okay sir, we know this thing. Okay, not Pandas, it's Pandas. Okay sir, we know this thing. We have something called Pandas library. We are importing as NP. Now what we need? We need to create a simple series, means 1D data. For that I am creating it. Just give any variable. For series I'll give S only. S equals to PD. PD means Pandas dot, in that I have something called series function. In that, from that I'm creating an array which is of 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what is there, right? That's what it is. Now let me quickly go and print S. You can see Pandas has no attribute, series. Okay, spelling wrong. Okay, yeah. Now you can see here. This is a 1D data. This is the what? This is the 1D data. Now this is the series. What series does? Series created as the 1D data of data type of integer. We gave it as integer. Now got to know how to create a 1D data. Now let's get into the 2D data. For that we call it as data frame. A data frame can have table of rows and columns. Means what? This is the table. What is telling? A 2D data can has table of rows and columns. This is the rows, these are the columns. Table of rows and columns. That's what he is telling. Okay, how to create it? PD.DataFrame. So series we created. Now we want to create PD. Guys, again remember it. This S is capital. Here this is capital D and this is capital F. Okay, you need to remember this. Okay, sir. Now if I go here and I'll give data variable. Any variable you can give. Now what I am doing? PD.DataFrame. PD.DataFrame. And in this what I am doing? I'm creating a a dictionary. In the dictionary I am giving rows and columns. How to give it? Just assume I am giving something called name, and name is, what is my name? Assume my name is Dharshan. Okay, then give comma here, then come down and give the age. If you give age, and if I write here 38, it will work for sure. Okay, it will work for sure. Now what I want, let's quickly go and see. Let's quickly go and see. Okay, what I need to do, I need to enclose it in an array. Why? Because rows and columns. Because why? Because rows and columns. Now this will work. If I go and just print it out the data, what is there? 0, Darshan 38. Now you can add as much as you can. What is my name again? My name is Priya. Assume Priya. Now see here. Now if I do shift enter, it will throw me an error. Why? See here. What is telling? All array must be of the same length. What does it mean? If there is 2 rows in the column 1, and it should be the 2 rows in the column 2 itself. So see here, in the column 0 we have 2 rows. Okay, 2 rows, but in the column 2 we have only 1 row. So for that purpose, give the age as 78. Now it will work for sure. So this how the data frame works. Okay, this is called as 2D data, means data frames. Sir, this is looking a little bit scary. Can we do another thing? Yes, I'll show you. You can do another thing. See what you can do. Let's keep this, and I'll add another cell here. So I'll just create an variable called df equals to, I'll paste this out. Now what does this mean? Just do shift enter. Okay, my bad. Yeah, just do shift enter. If I go and print df, nothing is there. Name Darshan and Priya. Age, there are two ages, because one column, 0th column, first column. This is in the rows. Now just pass this df here. Means you are creating a dictionary. With the array of elements. Remember it, you need to create it with the array of elements. You are creating it. Now just pass it to the data frame. Now it's look bit simple. Now this work as same as. Why sir it's working? Because I'm creating here a dictionary, and I'm just passing this everything here. Okay, now the code looks simple and clear. Let's move ahead and see difference between NumPy and Pandas. What is NumPy? Data type is numerical. In Pandas, the data type can be mixed. Numerical, object, dictionary, and object are same. Then what is there? Boolean, then floating, everything is mixed in the Pandas. Structure, array, table. Then labels, no label, Pandas has labels. Okay, missing data. Okay, in the missing data, if you want to manage the missing data in NumPy, then it is a very hard to manage it. Okay, in Pandas we can manage it very easily. Okay, Pandas is built on the top of NumPy itself. Understood, right? Pandas is built on the top of NumPy itself. Now let's go ahead creating a data frame, which we have seen using something called df equals to, and we passed it pd.dataframe. We saw just now. That's what I'll show you again. See here, you can see I created this. Again I am passing. This is known as creating a data frame. Successfully we created rows and columns here. Okay, successfully we have created rows and columns. So let's go and see from list of list. What does it mean? From list of list, let's quickly explain you by copying this and just paste it out here. If I do shift enter, now if I want to see df, you can see here 1 2 3 4. Means what I'm doing, I'm creating a list here. I'm creating a list for what I'm creating. For rows I'm creating a list. Okay, again for columns I'm creating another list. Means what is telling, creating from list of list. So this is how it works. Okay, you can create in this way also. By the way, we won't create these many things, rather we take the data from the files itself. Sir, how to take it? Let's go into the notes and see how to take it. See here, that's what the next lesson is. Reading data from files, very important. Sir, how to read it from CSV, from Excel file? Okay, by the way, I want to tell you, this is the highly used for real world projects, real world projects. Okay, sir, how to do it out? For that purpose you need to have the data in your local system. Sir, how to have our data? Guys, just go to Chrome and just navigate to where you will go to Kaggle and download any data. Go to the Kaggle platform and download any data. By the way, in some folder I have one data which is called tested. Okay, just copy this. Okay, just copy this. This is a Titanic data. I downloaded from where? I downloaded from Kaggle. You can also easily download it from Kaggle. Okay, let me quickly copy this from here and paste it out in my Python tutorial. If I paste it out here, now if I go here and you can see in my home that there is something called tested.csv. okay, if I open that, if I want to open that tested.csv, normal my CS or Excel, okay, if I want to open it my Excel, see here what does it has. Okay, see, it has something called passengers, survive, P class, name, gender, okay, age, something it has. Okay, something it has. Now sir, how this can be, can be viewed in our code? For that purpose we have something called okay, let me create data equals to pd, means pandas dot read underscore csv, and open and close it out and just write the name of the file, tested.csv. Sir, what is this tested.csv? Just the name of the file. Okay sir, now if I give shift enter, now if I go and print data, what is going to happen? See here, something entire data is printed. Understood, right? How to read a CSV file? Understood or not? How to read a Excel file? Just do read underscore Excel. Okay, that's it. Now let's go and see some operations on it. Something we have data.head, means first 5 rows, he will give first 5 rows. See, you can analyze here. Okay, there are first 5 rows. Again I am telling you, indexing starting from 0. Okay, something called passenger ID we have, survived class, P class, name we have, something gender we have, age and something and all, embarked, cabin, fare, ticket, everything we have. Okay, now if you want to go and see data dot tail, means last 5 rows. Tail means last 5 rows. You can see, okay, last 5 rows are there. Okay, you can say this last 5 rows also. Now you have something called data dot info, means information about the data. Now what is the information? In the 0th column is passenger ID. Now this is not null. Okay, 418 rows are there. What is the data type? Integer data type. So you can analyze your data. Guys, data science is all about analyzing the data, taking the insight from the data, cleaning the data, pre-processing the data. Entirely data is there. For that purpose, Pandas is very important. See here, at the first column, what I have survived. So how many rows I have? 418. What is the type? Integer. You can see here data type is of object. What is the column? Name. What is the gender? Object. Now what is the age? I have something called floating integer. And what is the cabin? I have something called object. What is the embark? So I can see here float, I have float. For float I have 2 columns. For integer I have 5 columns. For object I have 5 columns. So dot info means you can take the information of the data. Again I am telling you how to get this. Guys, just go to Kaggle and download it. Okay, let's move ahead and see data.describe means what? Data.describe. If I do like this, you can see here the count of the passenger ID is 418, means 418 rows are there. What is the mean average of it? What is the standard deviation of it? What is the minimum of it? What is the 25%? What is the 50%? What is the 75%? What is the maximum of it? Okay, let's see in the age. You can understand how many, like summing up the age, we got 332. Okay, now what is the mean? Means average age who died in the Titanic is 30. What is the standard deviation? What is the minimum age? 0.17, means 17-year-old kid died in Titanic ship. What is 25%? What is the 50%? What is the maximum? 76-year-old. What is the maximum? 76. So based on this you can analyze the data. Okay, the data is in this format. Okay, this data has these values. The minimum value is this, the maximum value is this, the middle value is this, the average value is this. So in this case, you need to, what you need to do, you need to analyze the data. Sir, how to analyze the data? Guys, by keeping on practicing, you will get to know how to analyze the data. By watching only tutorials, you can't even solve any real world problem. You need to practice it by yourself. This is just the source, okay? Source to learn in a structured manner, and you need to practice by yourself, so that what will happen? So that you can get your goal, you can reach your goal. Okay, let's move ahead. Now we have seen data.describe, okay? Now, what if we need to see how many null values are there in this? How many null? Guys, before that, let's go to the notes, okay? Let's go to the notes. So we saw viewing the data, everything we saw, okay? Now let's go here. Something we have basic data frame properties. I'll come to the null property, guys. I'll come there, okay? Don't worry. So df.shape means what? Shape means we have seen in NumPy also. What is here? Data.shape. What is here? Data.shape we have. Let me quickly write data.shape. Now if I do shift enter, there are 418 rows and 12 columns, okay? And 12 columns, that's what he is saying. Now next, columns, index and data types. Next I'll do data.columns. What is data.columns? What I have? Columns, I have indexes, I have data types. Columns means how many columns are there, what are there, it will show us. Okay, let's quickly give shift enter, see here. How many columns are there, it will show. Now something called data dot, what we have, something called index. Something called index. See here. Start 0, stop at 418, step 1. Okay. Okay, understood or not? Okay, let's move ahead and see D types. What is mean by D types? Data types I have already showed you here. How many data types are there? Just quickly go here and do data dot D types. Okay. If I do shift enter, see here. Per column, which is the type of the data, it will show. Okay, it will show us. Now let's move ahead to the notes and see. Selecting, what is the here? What is here? Let me quickly take my pen pad and show you. Selecting data, indexing and slicing. Okay. First, how to select a column? How to select a column? Just if for example you want to select this column, just copy it and you need to use the data variable. This data is the variable where we stored our entire data of, just keep it in a single quote or double quote. Okay, single quote or double quote. What does it mean? If I do shift enter, you can see the data. You can see the data of the passenger ID column. Okay, if you want to select passenger ID and the ticket, okay, and the ticket column, just give comma and you can paste it out here. Okay, and you can paste it out here. That's what there is in notes. Okay, and you can straight away paste it out. But you need to do list of list here. Okay, to do list of. If you use shift enter, you can see passenger ID and ticket. The passenger ID is 892 and the passenger ID's ticket is this much, and this how you can analyze, you can select the columns. Okay, you can select the columns. Now row selection by ilog. What is ilog? Ilog is integer index. Okay, I means what? Integer. Log means location. Okay, now df of ilog 0, what does it mean? What does it mean? I'll show you. Now we have data dot ilog of 0. If I do shift enter, see 0 means the 0th row, only the 0th row. If I do 3, only the third row. Third row's passenger ID is 895. See here. Third rows, see here. Row number 3, 895. And P class is 3 and his age is 27. You can see here. Age is 27 and he is male. That's what we saw. Okay, that's what we saw. Let's go ahead and see. Label based selection. What I can do? df log 0th row and marks column. Okay, sir, what is this? Not understood. I'll show you. Wait, I'll show you, guys. Again, this is the complete different and we are using the complete different data because I don't want to copy the notes. If I copy the notes, you won't understand. So for that purpose only, I am taking the different data and I am explaining you. Here df is nothing, just use data. Df is a variable where we use in notes, but here data we are using. 0 of something called, let's go and select the age from here, because marks doesn't exist. So just do Control V and do Shift Enter. If you do, see here 34.5. 34.5. What does it mean? I am selecting 0th row's age. You can see here 0th row's here age 34.5. If you want to select the gender of the 0th column, he is male, right? I can get the male. You can see here I can get the male. Understood, right? I can get the passenger ID also, and P class, survive ID, something of that 0th row of that 0th row. See here 892. If I go quickly here and see 892 is the passenger ID of the 0th column. So you can select it in this manner also. Of what? 0th row of this column, of this named column, give me the 0th row. He gave, that's what, guys. Let's go ahead and see what is there. Something called filtering. Guys, I told you in a very great manner in the last class what is filtering data and Boolean masking. Okay, now I will tell you something using the data set. Now we are using data set, right? Using the data set, I will tell you, sir, how to use it out. Okay, let's go ahead. Now what we have, let's select the age column because it's an integer. What I am doing, data of age. Okay, let me select here data of age. Now what I am doing, age is greater than 35, or else I am getting 40. Now if I do Shift Enter, you'll get true, false or something. Now what I need to do, I need to mask it out. Means I need to again give data is greater than 40, data of age is greater. Then it will return me the only true things, right? Then it will return me the only true things. If I do Shift Enter, see here, the things which are true, it's return me that only. If I want to see this one dot describe, I can go and see. How many are there? Count 77. What is there here? Age, right? Yes, 77 are there. Okay. What is the maximum here? And what is the minimum here? And what is the mean? And what is the minimum here? You can see it out. What does it mean? I can count it also. How many are there? Understood, right? Now how many are there? 77 rows are there. And 12 columns are there. Understood what I am doing? Greater than 40, which are there, just give me that one. You can see here 1 is greater than 40, 2 is greater than 40, and 3 is not greater than 40. From 3 to 10 there is no greater than 40. For that I will show you here data.head. Again I will show you. If you do Shift Enter, see here 0th column is 34, so 0th column is not included. First column is 47. Second column is 62. For this purpose, because these are greater than 40, for this purpose these are included. For 3 and 4 is not included because they are lesser than 40. Understood or not? Okay, let's go ahead and see. Understood, right? Filtering data, Boolean indexing, then adding and removing columns. How to add it out? Simple, guys, simple. How to add it out? Just go to the Jupyter Notebook and you need to add something called data of, example I am adding, okay, data of result equals to pass. If I do Shift Enter and if I try to go and see the data, you can see here result column. Before that you can't see the result column. This how we can add the column. Now sir, how to remove the column? For that we use something called df.drop. df means data frame, means data. Guys, again I am telling you, df is a variable name where the data is stored. Now we are storing data in where in the data variable. Okay, now what we'll do, data.drop result axis 1. What does it mean? Axis 1 means column we are going to delete, in place true. Sir, what is in place true? Means I am telling, brother, update in my data. Means what? It will genuinely delete entirely for from my data. Okay, let's go and see. Let me quickly copy this and I'll show you here. Okay, now if I do this, Control V, and if I go here and change it to data and result axis 1, if I don't give the in place equals to true, what will happen? I'll show you. If I do shift enter, you can see this. Again, if I do data dot head separately, you can see that result now. You can see that result. Now, if I do something like this, in place is also equals to true, means it will genuinely edit in our data, it will add, it will change in our data. In place equals to something called true. And if I do shift enter, now if I do data dot head, you can't see the result column now, because it's deleted from our data successfully. It replaced in our data successfully. Okay, this how the in place works, and this how the drop works, and this how you can add it out any column into your data set. Okay, let's move ahead. We have something called handling missing values. Sir, you told somewhere around null, where I told? Here I told. What I told, I'll tell you guys for sure. Now let's go and see what is null. Where is this? Yeah, here. Means how many null values are there? For that purpose, what you can do, you can just do data dot, what you can do is null. Is null is a function. Okay, is null means what? It will return true or false. For that purpose, you give dot sum. It will show you how many null values are there per column. It will show you in this column 0, in this column also 0, in this column also 0, but in each column we have something 86 null values. In ticket, what is the ticket? 0. Means in ticket there are 0 null values. In fare we have 1 null value. In cabin we have 327 null values. Entirely 327 null values. Okay, sir. Understood, right? How to do is null? Okay, sir. And let's go and see fill the missing values. Sir, how to fill the missing values? We can fill it out by name, means data dot fill NA, means fill null values with 0 or 0.5. I can do this. Let's quickly go and do this, and I'll show it to you. Control V and fill NA of what? I am choosing data of which column? Cabin. Data of cabin column I'll choose, and I'll write something like, I'll paste here and I'll remove this. Means what I'm telling, fill it with 0.5. For example, if I do shift enter, what will happen? Now there is no null value in this column. If I go and show you again, what I'll show you, now I need to do in place equals to true, then only it is going to work. If I show you here, again there are T27. If I again copy this and if I do in place equals to true, then it is going to work. Then what? Then it's going to work. Okay. If I do in place equals to true, comma in place equals to true, then it's going to work it out. Okay, cabin in place equals to true. Okay, wait. Let me close this. What's going on? Maybe you meant equals to, or okay, wait. Okay, let's go ahead and see what does it mean. Okay, now where you need to give in place equals to true, where you need to give inside this. Okay, inside this you need to give in place equals to true. Now if you give shift enter, okay, now if you give shift enter and if you do data dot head, okay, if you do data dot head, now you can see where is 0.5. Before that you didn't did in place equals to true. For that purpose here you again see T27. Now if you copy here and you can paste here, now what will happen? There are 0 null values in the cabin. That's what he is saying. There are 0 null values in the cabin. Okay, let's go and see how to fill it with the mean and all. Just give it a mean. You just go here and do data dot fill NA with the mean. Okay, now I am choosing something called fare. Okay, we have one null value in the fare, so I'll use fare. In that fill NA by mean and in place equals to true. In place equals to what? In place equals to true. If I do shift enter, the warning is showed because of in place equals to true. If I do data dot head, what is going to happen? Now Data.head means in the fair there are no null values now. If I go and see this data.isNull.sum, then you can see here there are no null values in fair also. Why it is showing me null value? Fair.fillNA in place equals to I gave true. Okay, what does it mean? Try using df method, call in place equals to true. Okay, he's telling don't use like this way, use in this way, then it will work. He's throwing this is depreciated, now this will work. He's telling now this will work. Haha, what's happening here? Okay, wait for a second. Okay, in plus equals to true means it will work. Okay, let's move ahead and see the next one. What is this? Dropping the missing values. You can straight away delete it. Dropping means you can straight away delete it. Now let's go for the data cleaning, and this is also very important step, which is meant by renaming columns. Sir, how to rename columns? Just use a simple English called rename. You can rename it, you can change the data type, you can sort it the data. So we'll see this both things. Okay, let's quickly select this and let's quickly, where is it? Let's quickly copy this part. Okay, and let's go here, and if I show you data, what is there? Age is there, right? We have something called age. I'm changing age column, sorry, we have something called sex, so I'm changing this to gender. Okay, gender. Now in place equals to true. If I do shift enter, now if I go and do data.head, now it will work for sure. See here, you can't see the sex column here, you can see the gender now. How we change? We rename the data, we rename our data column. The other thing is of changing the type of the data. Changing what? Changing the type of the data. If I do data of age, see here, what is my type of the data? Okay, I'll show you how. I'll quickly show you data.info. By info, I'll show you data.info. Yeah. Now if I go and change the data type of P class, if I go and change the data type of the P class to the as type float, okay. Now what will happen? See here. Now I'm changing my P class to float. What is P class here? You can able to see. What is my P class here? What is my P class? P class is int. I am changing it to float. Now if I go and check my data.head or else data.info, now you can see the data has been changed to the integer, sorry, floating number, because I changed here to the float. Understood, right? I change here to the float. Let me remove this and do shift enter, then you will see here. Now before that, what is here? Before that, P class is integer. Now what is my P class? P class is float. Why I have changed the data? Okay, sir, let's move ahead. Sorting the data, guys. Just the sorting, I don't want to tell you this sorting part. You need to do this. Very easy stuff, right? Very easy stuff, sorting the data. Now okay, now the thing comes group by. Very important stuff, interview favorite. Okay, sir, what is group by? For that purpose, I have something for you. Let's go here and quickly in this, let's include a data set. I have some data set for you, something called department cells. I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. Okay, I'll paste it here. Okay, now quickly get into the laptop, the computer screen, and just do what you will do. Just create something called student data equals to pd.read underscore CSV. What is the CSV name? You can see here, department underscore salary underscore data dot CSV. I want to copy the name. I just do rename and I'll do Control A, Control C. Okay, haha. Come on home, and I'll do wait a second. I'll just rename it and I'll just take this entirely. Okay, I'll come here where I'll remove this, and I'll come here and I'll paste this. Okay, I'll paste this and I'll write dot CSV. Now if I do shift enter, and if I want to print this head, okay, not head, there are only 5 rows, I guess. Okay, 5 rows, I guess 5 rows, there are only 5 rows. Okay, how many? There are only 5 rows. Okay, now what I did, I am using this data. Why? To teach you this part, group by. Now what I am doing, df means data dot group by result. What I am doing, I'll show you. First let's go and do dot something called, see here, group by. Okay, just quickly copy this part and I'll show you how this work. Okay, now if I paste this here, now you can see data dot group by. What I'm doing group by department. I want group by department, and what I want salaries of each department. I want sum of it. Okay, means for each department, how many departments are there? IT, HR, sales. There are 3 departments. For IT departments, how much salary is there? 50,000 plus 60,000, 1,10,000. So what I am doing, I am grouping by department. Okay, group the department means there are how many departments? 3 departments. Based on the each department, I am summing up the salaries. If I do shift enter, you can see for the HR department there is 85,000. For the IT department 1,10,000. For the sales, only sales has one department. And we have 70,000 salary. This is how the group by works. And you can copy this and you can paste here, and you can do same thing, and you can do the mean also. Means the average salary of HR department is 42,000, IT department is 55,000, and this is of 70,000. How, sir, how this is going to work? You will add 85 divided by 2, 1,10,000 divided by 2, 70,000. There is a one single value, no division happens. Means this is the minimum, maximum, average, everything is 70,000 itself. Understood what is group by? Means you are grouping by department and you want one salaries column. In that column you need to perform some operations. At that time we will use this part. Okay, let's move ahead and see another thing, which is of aggregate, which is of AGG. And here we can pass as many things as we can. Now I can pass here sum also. Now I can pass here mean also, my wish. Okay, I can pass here mean also. Okay, let me change it to not an array, just to an for this is a function. Aggregation is a function again. So if I do like this, it will work for sure. Dot ag, where I need to add, here I need to add. Okay, here I need to add. If I do shift enter, it will work for sure. Now you can see, now what you can see, sum and mean. Okay, now you can see sum and mean. So this is how it works. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's next. Something called statistical functions we have. What is a statistical function? We have mean, max, minimum, sum. So let's quickly go and see this. Guys, already I have shown you. Okay, by the way, I didn't told you how to use that. That's it. Okay, so I'll do quickly student data. What is the student data? I'll just click here and I'll paste it out here. Dot mean. Okay, if I do like this, student data of what I want salary. Example, I want salary. And if I do control V, if I want mean of the entire column, it will give. Now if I copy this, if I want the maximum of it, I can get it out. Max of it, I can get it out. So what is the max? 70,000. What is the minimum? I can get it out. What is the minimum? 40,000. Maximum, sir, what is 40,000? See here, what is the maximum? 70. What is the minimum? 40,000. What is the maximum? 70,000. So this how it works. Okay, so there are standard deviation, mean, max, everything. You can straight away go and practice it out. Okay, applying lambda function. Before going to the lambda function, sir, what is this mean? Something we have lambda x in x is to x plus 5. Guys, this is very similar to like this def add x return x plus 5. What does it mean? Guys, this is similar to, not similar, same to this. Means this is an parameter, this is an return value. That's what lambda means. Okay, that's what lambda means. You need to know how this lambda function works. Dot apply means you are applying on this column. We are applying on this column this function. Understood or not? We are applying this function on this column used for custom logic. Why we are using? Used for custom logic. Now let's go and see how to export this data. How to export this data? Okay, sir. How to export? Just by simply, okay, just by simply copy this and come here and paste it out. What I want now? I want data. What data? This data. This data. Which data is this? Titanic data. What I am doing? Data.toCSV. What I am storing? Output.csv. If I do shift enter, if I go here and you can see something called output.csv. If I refresh it, okay, you can see something called output.csv here. You can see here, right? Output.csv. Now this has been changed. If I open this, you can see here that sex column has gone and gender column came. Why, sir? Because we updated it. That's what cleaning the data means. That what pre-processing means. Guys, that's it, pandas, nothing else. And let's go and see what are the use cases and what is the importance of it. Okay, now what are the use cases? What are the real world use cases for the data cleaning? We clean the data. For the feature processing, sir, what is the feature processing? Feature engineering, we'll see. For the exploratory data analysis, we will do it. For ML processing, we use this. For reporting and dashboard, we use this. Guys, that's all about pandas. Okay, understood pandas in just less than the 50 minutes. You understood what is pandas in a very great manner. Guys, in the next video, we are going to see what is matplotlib and how we are going to use it and how the graphs and how exactly how everything works we are going to see there. That's it for today. Bye bye. See you next time.